Hello, hi. This is Aubrey Williams, and I'm with my interview participant for EDU 801, Teresa. Thank you so much for participating in this qualitative research study pertaining to adult education and your experiences. So, we're going to go ahead and get started with the interview. Um, And let me just grab my questions here.
All right.
And all righty. So we'll start with this first one. Can you describe your educational journey and decision-making process in returning to education as an adult?
Well, I wrestled back and forth a bit with going back to school. I felt like it was something I needed to do because I want to be better for myself and for my kids. So I just decided it was the right thing to do.
Okay. So what were the primary motivations or reasons that led you to enroll into your program? I know you're doing a master teacher program.
Yes, I'll currently work at a school and I need to enhance my education so that I can receive higher pay and benefits to better support myself and my family.
Okay. How would you perceive your experiences in adult education programs compared to your earlier educational experiences?
Mm, I don't know. I mean, it seems a bit like a little bit different
Okay.
because as an adult going back to school, it's a little harder because you have a lot of things like schedule wise and stuff, trying to just find a balance between everything.
Sure.
But when you're younger, I mean, you just went to school. That's just how it was. But um, there's not too much of a difference. It's school. School is school. You have work. You got to do it and get it done.
Okay. Um, when you were a student, prior to going back to school, did you find um, that it was more challenging back then, or would you say that it's more challenging now, like as an adult student?
It's definitely more challenging now. It's definitely more challenging now. Because like I said before, when you're trying to balance home life, work life, and going to school, it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you versus when you're younger, you don't really have to worry about that. You just go. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
But being an adult, we have responsibilities. So it's
Okay.
way more challenging now, I would say.
Can you share any challenges or obstacles you faced or excuse me, when returning to education later in life, and how did you overcome those challenges?
I wouldn't be able to overcome the challenge if I didn't have family supporting me because they can
Okay.
help with my kids and just being able to have that time to work on it has been very crucial to my education.
Okay. All right. So you kind of answered this question. So how has your family and environment influenced your decision to pursue further education as an adult?
They just been really supportive. I've had to kind of explain, like, I really need you guys to help me because if I don't have that help, I'm not going to be able to work and go to school. And I want to be the best parent that I can be. And I just need that support system. And they've been encouraging me to go back too. they've been telling me like I really need to make a decision, make something of myself. So,
Okay. In what ways do you feel your life experiences and prior knowledge have contributed to your engagement in adult education? So I guess just to break that question a little bit, break it down a little bit more. Um, how have your personal life experiences and any prior knowledge, how have those things contributed to the way that you engage in your classes?
I'm way more focused now than I was before. I
Okay.
had a hard time with just like focusing in school, but I don't know. I guess I didn't really have a reason to want to do it, like that motivation and that push.
Yeah.
So just knowledge that I've gotten over the past years and everything, it kind of really helped me to like get that push that I needed.
Right. It's a great answer. Excuse me, have there been any significant moments or events during your time as an adult learner that have influenced your persistence in the program?
Um, yes. So just the way of the world, the way things are going, I just think it's important to have that education under your belt. Um, yeah.
Okay. How do you balance your educational pursuits with other responsibilities and commitments in your life?
Well, like I said before, with a lot of help and support, I used to be really bad with scheduling, but that's gotten a
Okay.
lot better. That's gotten a lot better. I have been um really trying to utilize like a planner and just like write down things exactly and just like finding that balance like that.
Okay. What support systems or resources have been most useful or helpful to you on your journey as an adult learner?
Resources, well, the internet has been an extremely useful tool.
Okay.
Um, we didn't really have a lot of that. We did growing up, but things have changed drastically throughout the years. It was resources, and what was the first part of that question?
Sure. It was what support systems or resources
On
have been,
support
yeah,
systems.
most helpful to you on your journey in as an adult learner.
I think it helps to have a good mentor too.
Do you have a mentor, somebody that you've
I
uh
do.
that
I
helps you? And okay,
do. She's been very encouraging to me.
okay. And how do you envision your future now that you are engaged in adult education?
Well, I can just continue focusing on building wealth for my family. I
Okay.
envision myself just being able to take care of my kids and supporting them so that they don't make the same mistakes that I did.
Mm.
Babies.
Has your perspective on your career or personal goals evolved since going back to school?
Has my what evolved?
Has your perspective on your career goals or personal goals evolved since you've gone back to school?
Uh, no, not really. Not
Okay.
really.
Um, how have your perceptions of learning and education changed or evolved since returning to education as an adult?
Well, I seen how it affected me growing up, and I don't want the same for my babies. I need them to grow up and make better decisions. And them being here is changed my perception on education like greatly. It's important to me that they do well in school, and it helps if they see mommy in school, then I think that's encouraging to them.
Absolutely. Okay. Can
Mhm.
you describe any specific moments or interactions with instructors or peers that have had a significant impact on your journey?
So my mentor, she was just kind of like a big sister to me.
Okay.
Um, there's been a lot of times where I just would be down and I didn't know what I should do or where, like I just would be so upset because we wouldn't be able to afford to keep the lights on or just like certain things. And I didn't know what I was capable of as an adult. Like, what's something that I'm good at doing that I love to do that I can just harness and grow and turn that into a substantial career, better to help support my kids.
Hmm.
She just really pushed me to go back to school.
Yeah.
I can't think of one specific time, but yeah.
Okay. So, what role does personal growth play in your, excuse me, yeah, what role does personal growth and development play in your decisions to continue with the adult education program that you're in?
Well, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't just make a decision.
Sure.
Sometimes it's hard to be decisive, but you just have to do it. And then next thing you know, you're good. That's what
Okay.
I would say.
All right. How do you perceive the differences, if any, in your learning style and preferences now compared to when you were younger?
I didn't care back then. I just didn't care. I just
Yeah.
didn't have nothing really that just pulled me in.
Okay. And in your opinion, what changes or improvements could be made to adult education programs to better support adult learners like yourself?
Mm, I think it helps to have some kind of option where you can go and talk to somebody like a counselor, like counseling services.
Sure.
I think that's been really helpful to me, but I've noticed on my journey I wasn't always able to easily access counseling, and
Okay.
that makes a big difference. So I think if all adult education programs had counseling, then that would help.
Do you feel that counseling would help mitigate um like not mitigate, but would you say that counseling would help with the learning process as a student? I know like it's tough with adult learners going back to school. Sometimes they do need to have somebody to help guide them along their way. But do you think that, yeah, well, do you think that like the counselor helps mitigate your challenges or any challenges that you might have faced?
Yeah, even if it's just to talk to somebody too, because they have the resources to help. And a lot of people
Hmm.
don't have access to those resources.
This is
So,
true.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
Well,
so
thank you.
been.
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Okay. Oh yeah, well, I just want to say thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and aiding me in participating in this research project.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now.
All right. All right.